Just look. You can see the White House through his head. It's just unbelievable that people don't notice this. Let's zoom in a bit more so you can see it. Just look how much. Right, so you mean to tell me that none of them noticed through the corner of his hair they could see the White House sign through his head? A projection on there. There, he's been put in afterwards. Okay, so you'd see it all around this part of his head, and you don't. You just see it through here. I mean, look at this. So we've done this bit. So there, you can see through the top of his head. Look at this. So basically, he morphs into the White House. Morphs into the White House. Plus, those White House letters are moving because he's been put in on the top, and it's affecting everything around him. That's what's happening. That's why the letters, the White House, the bit behind him is moving. Go back. Oh. Square head. Just look at his head. Look at his eyes. Look at that. I think this is the Martin Sheen one. In fact, what we're going to do now is put Martin Sheen over the top. That's what we're going to do, because that looks like the Martin Sheen one. It's a little bit annoying because I have to do it this way, but actually the picture's much bigger. But when you're putting the picture on the top, don't forget they're looking slightly different ways, but come on. Come on. Anyway, when you put the picture, see how big it gets. Want to cross over. I haven't quite lined the nose up there, but it's almost, look, there's the eyes of Martin Sheen on the, I'm sorry, I think they're the same person. Look at that. What that's about. This is a mark on his nose. No one else can see it's there in the video. X marks the spot. Well, it was an X. I think it says something else now, but it was an X. And X marks the spot. What is that? I'm not sure what's going on there. It just looks funny. But at least his eyes are the right colour. At least he hasn't got dark brown eyes. They look like they're colour they're supposed to be. I bet they change a few times in here though. So let's see what's going on top of, yeah, see, still missing Roddy Rod, and it's going to look at his hands now. Oh, we haven't got to his hands. Let's actually look round his shoulders. Ah, found a bit over here. Let's have a look at this shoulders doing it here. Look at that. Look at that sleeve. Look at this sleeve. Look at that. Oh, let's go here. Look how his shoulder. Look at that! I want to laugh. Look at that! Look at that! Did you see? Like, oh, look at that. His armpit starts there. Look at a little tiny arm. No one seems. Look at that. Noticing it. Oh, the shape of his arm. Look at that. He looks more like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Nobody noticed his hand whisking through the air and you could hardly see it. Look at that. Look at that. AI, 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 AI. Yeah, there's that funny bit with the eyes. Let's zoom out a bit because it's going to go back to his hands, but I don't know if we need to. So basically, it's got something wrong with this arm, something wrong with this arm, and something wrong with his head and his hands. Something wrong with his hands. Stage thing about his money that he's not paid. These stupid hands. I mean, look at the colour of his hands and look at the colour of his face. This is Trump talking. What it is that they're saying that they found that he's only paid such a small amount of money in taxes. I just want you to look at his hands and the body. That head does not go on that body, and that's why when he moves around it's all not glitchy, you know, like robot-like, because the head has to go with the body. It's not attached to the body. So just look at his hands. Just look at those hands with that orange face. And also just look at that hair. You can see the White House plaque through his head a bit. But what I'm just like, that head does not go on that body. And those hands, and that's why they're so like they are. It's like he's giving signals. You know, when you're out on the planes, maybe not now, but you know when you look out the window and there's the men down there and they're going forward, forward, left, left, this way with their hands. That's how his hands are. Do you talk like that? Look at the head and look at his hands. They do not go with the same body. That is someone else doing it. But I'm going to show you someone else who's got hands like that. Let's go and have a look. This man also has the same problems with his hands. He's always using his hands. And most people think he's autistic or something now, but the way he uses his hands. Out there, he's just using them like me. Just do not use our hands. Well, I think the same thing with this person because they're all actors. And yeah, those hands going up, using these hands. Always like, quite often they've got two hands at once. Out goes the hands, up. And I'm sure we use our hands to communicate, but I'm not sure if we use it as much as these people, and you know loads of videos have been made about him.